Hello. We're rolling. So this is the first actual on theme, I guess, video for this channel. It's been vlogs, but what I actually started this channel for was video essays. So yeah, our first video essay is going to be today. I'm actually very excited. So it's going to be on the show Julie and the Phantoms. It's a show on Netflix. It's a kids show, but I love it. So I decided that it's going to be my first video essay. Video essays on this channel will just be videos and movies and shows and stuff that I like and my opinions on them and that type of thing. Excuse if I look kind of ratchet. I just got back from the gym like an hour ago, so. Also, I apologize if you can hear a persistent air noise in the background. That's my vent. So the plot of Julie and the Phantoms is it's a kids show about a dead 90s ghost band. Which is always fun to explain to people when I bring it up. But so it's these 4 band members from the 90s, and it starts with them practicing for their performance at the Orpheum. They're gonna play at the Orpheum, which is, if you don't know what the Orpheum is, it's this big kind of theater type thing. And so the Orpheum that they're playing at is in Los Angeles. They're about to play at the Orpheum, so it opens with them practicing. And then 3 of them go to get food, while the other one stays back to flirt with this girl. So the 3 of them that go to get food, they go to this car that's selling hot dogs out of the back of his car. I don't know, it's weird. I'm like, why would you trust that? It's sketch. But you know, it was the 90s in LA, so I don't know. But the 3 of them, the hot dogs that they ate were bad hot dogs and they died. It's a really, really stupid reason. It's really bad. It's not a good, yeah, it's really not good, but I love it, so. And then they come back as ghosts in the year 2020 because this girl is cleaning out her mom's old studio. Her mom was really into music and she passed away, and she's cleaning out her mom's old studio and she finds a CD of their band, which is called Sunset Curve, and she plays the CD and then they appear as ghosts in her garage studio thing. So the main character is named Julie, and so her mom died recently. When the show starts, her mom died a year ago, I think, and she hasn't played music since then. So because it reminds her of her mom, and it makes her sad, I guess, to play music. So she hasn't played music since. And she actually gets kicked out of the music program at her school because she hasn't played music in a year, so she can't stay in it. And so she brings these ghost boys back, and they actually motivate her to start playing music again, and they help her find her love for music again. So she also has a best friend. Her best friend's name is Flynn. Pretty much her only personality trait is that she likes cute guys, and she's Julie's best friend. And she's hyper, I guess. I don't know, that's kind of her only personality trait. Her character's kind of really boring. So back to the band, the lead singer, and kind of the ringleader type person in this, his name is Luke. He's very, very gung-ho about music. It's weird. It's to a weird level. He's obsessed with music. I don't know, man. He really, really, really likes music, and he's like, I don't know, like they find out that the fourth member of their band, Bobby, who survived, that he stole their songs and like published them and got super famous off of it. And then like he got a bunch of money and he lives in this mansion and he has his own like private like helicopter and I don't even know. And the other two boys get really mad about it because he's getting a bunch of money. He got really, really wealthy because of this. And then Luke is like, it's not about the money, it's about the music. Like, he's so gung-ho about music. It's kind of like to an odd level. Like, I love music, but goddamn. He plays Julie's love interest, so him and Julie have this like odd, not odd, him and Julie have this like kind of love like story thing, like romance.
That was perfect. This is an interesting little relationship you and I have.
But the actor that played Luke was a lot older, not like a lot, but I think he was in like his early 20s, and the girl who played Julie was like 16 or 17, so they didn't have like any like kissing scenes or anything, because they didn't want to make either actors uncomfortable. And it's the same situation with the other relationship in this show. Speaking of the other relationship in this show, we've got Alex.
I have been crying for 25 years. How is that possible? You're a very emotional person. I am not.
He is the only other one that gets a love interest. He's gay, and he comes from unsupportive parents, and so basically causes the root of all of the problems in this show, and I'll talk about that a little later. The third and the last member of this band is Reggie.
Someone once told me that you don't ask for permission. You book gigs by doing.
That was me.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Yes, it was.
This is...
He's so stupid. Like, that's kind of his only personality trait, is that he's really, really stupid. Which I feel like because this is a Disney show, it was directed by Kenny Ortega, like, he's the connoisseur of Disney, but, like, so it's kind of just granted that there's gonna be a really, really stupid character, and that's kind of his only personality trait, is that he's stupid. He has, like, this line where he always just goes, "Tell your friends," and he, like, points. Like, when they bring up the name of the band, he goes, "Tell your friends." Like,
Sweet. We're Sunset Curve. Tell your friends.
I actually stole that. I had this line in one of the shows that I was in, because I do theater, and it was, "You're not gonna find a better deal, trust me." And she was like, "You say that so many times, so like maybe come up with like a signature thing that you do every time you say it to kind of spice it up a little bit." And so I took a step forward and did the finger thing, "Trust me." And I got that from this show, so thanks Julian Phantoms, I guess. He's also really, really horny all the time. This show is kind of weirdly horny. Like, I don't know. It's weirdly horny. It's kind of uncomfortable. Like, it's a Disney show. How is this targeted to kids? So the boys, when they play music, they can be heard. Nobody can see them or hear them except for Julie. Julie is the only person who can see and hear them. But when they play music, people can hear them. And when they play music with Julie, people can hear and see them. I'm gonna talk about the main, like, what is it? Conflicts. The main conflicts of this show. Like, they want to get payback on their old band member who stole all of their songs. And he mentions to Willie that the only person, or the only time they can be seen is when they're performing with Julie. So Willie, he's the one that was like, I know this guy that might be able to make you visible so you can get payback on Bobby. And so he brings them to this place called the Hollywood Ghost Club, and it's this guy named Caleb, and he runs like this club where like humans, alive people, can come and watch ghosts perform. And Caleb wants these four guys, or these three guys, in his performance. But they're like, no, we've got our thing going with Julie, and we don't want to leave her. And he's like, okay, understandable. And then he shakes all of their hands on their way out, and it brands them, basically. And so it gives them these little, like, jolts, and basically it's like, if you don't come to and be a part of my performance for the rest of eternity, then you will stop existing. So they want to find a way to cross over into, like, the afterlife instead of doing this, because they don't want to go to this guy. They think that their unfinished business, which is like the reason that they're here as ghosts, they think that their unfinished business is playing the Orpheum. So they try to play the Orpheum with Julie, and they finally, like, they get it, they get an Orpheum gig. So they play the Orpheum, but they don't cross over. Julie thinks that they crossed over, but they don't, and then she comes back, she goes into the studio, and she gives this little, like, speech to them, and then Reggie pipes up, or Alex or something, I can't remember if it's Reggie or Alex, I think it's Reggie, and then she finds out that they didn't cross over, and then she's like, go play with Caleb, and then Luke is like, no music, no music is worth making if it isn't with you, Julie, and then they hug, and they're able to hug.
I love you guys.
And then they're like, what? And they all go over and hug Julie, and then their brands go up into the sky, and then they're just human again, I guess? I don't know. The ending is so weird. Like, it leaves so many questions. Also, at the end, Caleb, like, possesses Nick, which is this guy that Julie had a crush on, before Luke, and he, like, possesses him, and then, like, it leaves off with Nick going to Julie's house to, like, give her flowers or something, and she's like, come in, and then it's over.
Do I know you? You will.
Hi, Nick. Thanks.
It's so, because there was supposed to be a season 2, but then it got canceled. So many questions. It's so odd. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know. It's weird. But despite all of that and it being kind of weird, it's like my #1 comfort show. Whenever I experience any minor inconvenience, I'm watching Julie and the Phantoms, because it's just one of those shows where you don't really have to put much effort into watching it, and I've watched it so many times that it's like, I don't know. And it reminds me of Christmas, because I watched it on Christmas Eve, like 2 years ago, so I don't know, it just gives me flashbacks to Christmas, but, which, like, for anybody else it wouldn't, but, I don't know, it's like my comfort show. I watch it all the time, like, I don't know. Like, overall, I don't think it'd be described as a good show, especially, like, it got canceled. I don't think many people would describe it as a good show, but I love it. I can admit that it's not a great show. It's confusing and weird and cheesy, but I love it. The acting also isn't the best at times. There are times where it's pretty good, but there's other times where it's like, what is happening?
Where's she going?
Where do any of us really go?
Especially Nick. I'm sorry, but that, like, the guy who plays Nick, I don't know if that's just how his character is supposed to be, or if his acting is just like that. I don't know. I think that Caleb would have been a much better villain if we didn't know he was a villain off the bat. Because the subtitles really give it away immediately. When we first see Caleb, like, Willie is super nervous to talk to him, and then he's like all stuttering talking to him and everything. And then Caleb's like, yeah, it's fine, bring him in. And then as he turns and leaves, the subtitle says, chuckles evilly, or something like that. And it's like, oh, well, this guy's gonna be the villain? Cool. I wish we didn't know he was gonna be a villain off the bat. I wish it was just kind of like, oh, like, this is a cool dude. But, I mean, that's kind of how Disney villains are. They always just kind of reveal to you that they're the villain immediately. The songs. I love the music in this show. I love, love, love the music. Specifically, since we just talked about Caleb, I'm going to talk about Caleb's song. He has two songs, but the one that I really, really like is, The Other Side of Hollywood, and it's the introduction song that we get to Caleb, and it's first impression that the boys have of him, and it's so good. I love it. I really like it. I think it's a good villain song, and it's not even like a villain song. It's just, I don't know. It has a different vibe than the rest of the songs. They're like kind of like pop rock-esque. They're very Disney. You can tell they're Disney songs, but I think they're catchy. I think they're fun. They're not the best. Like, they're not great songs to anybody else, but I really like them. Let's talk about the romances in this show. So we have two romances. I like both of them. So the first one is Willie and Alex.
Ever since I learned the hard way that skating in traffic was bad.
They're like the gay couple. They're cute. I don't really have much of an opinion on them. They're kind of bland. I feel like they were just kind of put in there to be the gay couple, you know? Like Disney does, and a lot of other shows do. But, I don't know. I think they're cute. I think the actors had okay chemistry. I don't have anything against them, you know? The relationship that I really like is Julie and Luke.
They're not just gonna let me back in.
They're everything to me. Like, I love them so much. They have incredible chemistry. Like, their actors' chemistry is so, so, so good.
I got a spark in me,
And you're a part of me.
and you're a part of me.
Not till eternity.
Not till eternity.
Been so long and now I'm finally free.
Kind of like you have to squint at it first, and then it gets brought up, and it's like, and then it immediately is like, yep. Like, Flynn's like, you have a crush on Luke, and then it's immediately like, yep, I have a crush on Luke, and it's a lot of romance stuff with Julie and Luke. I kind of like it earlier on, where it was kind of like a squint. She was closer to Luke than the other two. But they did have chemistry early on. They have two songs that their chemistry is really just incredible in. Perfect Harmony is so it's actually a fantasy of Julie's. Like they're doing this thing in her like dance class, because it's like a performing arts school, and like in her dance class where like the football team is pairing with them and learning a dance. I don't know. And Julie is with Nick, her crush, but when they're dancing, like they start dancing together, and then Julie kind of just goes into this like schizophrenic like delusion. But this like fantasy of Luke and her dancing together, and it's to this song Perfect Harmony, and it's like a duet with the two of them, but it's not an actual thing in the show. Like it's in the show, obviously it's a thing in the show, but she's the only one that knows about it. The other song with them in it is Edge of Great, and so they have chemistry in like every song. Almost every song together, like there's at least one point where their chemistry is really, really good. But Edge of Great is, Edge of Great in general is my favorite visually. It's her, oh my god, Julie's outfit is so cute, I want it. And just the tension and the chemistry between Julie and Luke is incredible. They're like, Julie is trying not, it's right after Perfect Harmony, because Perfect Harmony and Edge of Great are in this same episode, I think they're in the same episode. So it's two of my favorite scenes in the same episode. She's trying not to look at Luke because she wants this crush to fade because he's a ghost. And he is getting kind of pouty because she's not looking at him, she's not interacting with him like she usually does when they perform. So he's like trying this whole time to like get her attention, get her eye contact, get all this, and it's not working. And so there's one point where he comes up and he does a guitar riff. And it's not in the Spotify version of the soundtrack, and it makes me so mad. I love that riff so much, it's so good. But he does like a guitar riff to get her to look at him, and then he's just immediately like happy once she looks at him. And it's so good. Their chemistry is incredible. I wish that they had like a kiss scene, or actually like got together in the show, but I also, like, I understand why they didn't, because of the age difference between the actors, and they didn't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But I do kind of wish that they did it, because it would have been so good. It would have been so good, especially like Edge of Great, for them to have had a kiss scene, because they're like, at the end of Edge of Great, Julie sits at the piano and she sings like on her own, and Reggie and Alex disappear, because they disappear once they're done playing and singing and everything, but Luke stays there, and then he sits also on the piano bench with Julie, and then they do like a little like duet type thing together. And they get like really close to each other's faces, and they like smile at each other and do a little nose scrunch. It's so cute. I wish they had kissed there. But like, also he's a ghost, so it wouldn't have really made sense, but it's fine. Other just side things that I want to point out that are just smaller things. Luke and Alex. This is a common fan theory and like headcanon, I guess. Is that Luke and Alex dated in the past, like they're exes. They dated before, but they broke up, it didn't work out, whatever, and they're just really supportive of each other. And I can kind of see it. There's one part where Alex is like looking at Willie, and Luke comes over and he's like, "You have a crush." And Alex is like, "Huh?" And Luke goes, "I'm happy for you." And it's just like, I don't know, there's some tension there. There's another scene, but that's with Reggie. That's with Reggie.
Seriously, watch. I believe that we're just one dream away from who we're meant to be. That we're standing on the edge of. Wait. Wow. I see chemistry. That's pretty hot. Girls, am I right? Yeah. No.
There's weird, like, furry, like, there's, like, furries just in this school. I don't really know why. They're, like, bobcats, and they have, like, they're dressed as, like, bobcats, and they have tails on and ears and everything, and they show up in multiple scenes. It's odd. That's all I'm just gonna say it's odd. Caleb's entire goal makes no sense. Like, I don't understand his goal. Like, he wants them to play with him forever. But he's like, if you don't, you stop existing. When, like, the reason that they're so special is because of Julie, because people can see them when they play with Julie. So if just the three of them play at the Hollywood Ghost Club when you can make them visible all the time, like, it's not special, you know? There's not much that's special about that. I don't know. I don't understand his goal here. The outfits are usually really, really good. Some of them I look at and I'm like, ooh, that's bad. But other ones, like, I want them. Like Julie's outfit in Edge of Grey. I love it. There's some scenes that are just weird, like, and uncomfortable. Like, again, it being really weirdly sexual. Like, weirdly overly sexual. I don't know. There's also one scene with Nick. He's, like, sitting on the couch, and it's in Carrie's house, and Julie and Flynn are looking for the boys because they, like, disappear. They can like poof wherever they want at any time. And after finding out about Bobby stealing their songs, they just, like, disappeared. And so Julie's like, they're gonna go to his house. So they the two of them go to Carrie's house to go look for, because Carrie is Bobby's daughter. And they go to his house to look for them, and Nick is there with Carrie, his girlfriend, and Julie is, like, looking for them, and she goes, where is he? Or, like, where are they, or something? And Nick goes, I'm right here, from the couch. And it's, like, the secondhand embarrassment, like, not even secondhand embarrassment, just, like, ugh, cringe. Like, I hate the word cringe, but that's the only way I can describe it, is just cringe. Like, it's, ugh, I hate watching that scene. Carrie also in general is just kind of a weird character. I don't really know why she's there. There's never any conflict with her. There's, like, I mean, there's conflict, like, arguments, but I think she's kind of just there for plot convenience, so that, like, they know where Bobby lives and they have a connection to Bobby. I don't know. The intro sequence sucks. It's really bad. It's so Disney, I can't take it. Like, it's so bad. No, I originally thought that the Zaps were gonna, like, make the, like, kind of, like, take control of the boys' bodies and force them to join Caleb, if that makes sense. Which I feel like would have been better than just them not existing anymore. Like, him kind of, like, gaining control over them, which, like, happens later on. I don't know why, I don't know how. Like, if you could control them, if you could just make them do what you want them to, why didn't you do that earlier? I don't know. A thing that I think is really good is in the episode Finally Free, when Julie is finding out about Luke and his parents, it plays an instrumental version of Unsaid Emily. And you wouldn't really notice this unless you're, like, rewatching it. And the song is played later on in a scene with his parents, and so I think that it was a really good audio choice that they decided to play like a different. It sounds a little different, like it's a different tempo, I think, of Unsaid Emily, in the scene where Julie first finds out about his parents. I think that is a really good, like, interesting choice, and I don't know, I really like it. There's a line where Luke is talking to Julie, and it's right after she finds out about his parents, and they had like gotten into a fight. She was mad at him, and then she forgave them. After she finds out about his parents, and so he like poofs back, and he's like crying, like he has tears. Man says not okay, but and she's like, come on, get up, like, you gonna play? And then he like is strapping his guitar on, and he goes, alright boss, where we at? And I think it's a really cute line. I don't know. Alex, during All Eyes on Me, it's one of the songs by Dirty Candy, which, again, I don't like the songs, but Alex has a scene where he just like goes up on stage and is like dancing to it, and like nobody else can see him, obviously, but I don't know, I really like it. That's why I originally thought that the Zaps were gonna like control them, you know, because I was like, oh wait, what? I like this scene, it's a funny scene. The entire school scene before Perfect Harmony. Oh, I think I was just gonna include that? I don't know. Again, with really good chemistry between the actors of Julie and Luke, and just Julie and Luke in general.
It's a good thing I got my secret weapon. Uh-oh, I think somebody has a crush on Julie.
Shut up. Shut up.
No, seriously, Melina, I'm nothing without you.
No, you're gonna do fine. See you in there?
Yeah, I'll be the guy trying not to make us look stupid.
Well, he is just too cute.
Boundaries. I'll see you after school.
I guess we'll just have to carry you tonight, just like we always do. I know you're smiling. Killing on the dance floor.
Is kind of establishing the crushes, the mutual crushes, I guess. Because it's right after Julie talks to Flynn, and she's like, you got a crush. And then right after that is the Perfect Harmony scene. Speaking of the Perfect Harmony scene, Luke's hair in that scene, it's like one of the worst things I think I've ever seen in my life. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's like slicked back. I don't even know, man. It's not okay. Like, Luke is good looking. I think Charlie Gillespie is a good looking guy, but the hair, it's so bad. That's all I have to say. That's all the notes that I have. I think it's a good show. I think it's worth watching. It doesn't take too long. I think altogether it takes like 3 hours, which isn't bad. But there are parts that are fucking weird. Like, I don't get it.
I think the band's back.
Anyways, yeah, so that's all I have to say. That's where I'm gonna end this. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And you'll be getting more video essays. I have another finished notes thing, and then I have, 3 in progress notes. I'm working on notes for Teen Wolf, Supernatural, and the Twilight series. It should be fun for me. Oh, also Love, Simon. I'm working on Love, Simon, too. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. Bye-bye.